Ever feel like you're just banging your head against the brick wall trying to start your online business? You're putting in the hours but seeing zero traction. I get it, it's frustrating. So what if I told you that just 1% of your day could be the key to changing everything? That's what I discovered during a hospital stay recently, and it completely changed the way I run my business. A few weeks ago, I found myself back in hospital. Blood withdrawal, weekly appointments. I was completely exhausted. Came home, crashed onto the sofa thinking, a 30-minute power nap, max. 3 hours later, panic set in. I picked up my phone, 4 notifications, Stripe payments, $800. You see, I didn't work that day, but my business still ran without me. How? Why? Because of one system I built, 1% a day, 1 hour at a time. And that's when I realized your business isn't growing. It's not because you have a bad business. It's because you have not got the system that works for you. And the worst part, most people keep making the same mistake over and over again. And they don't even realize it. There's one simple shift that changes everything. And once you see it, you'll wonder how you ever missed it. So grab a brew, buckle in, and stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is. You see, small, consistent actions compound over time. That's why 1% matters. 1% improvement daily equals 36 times better in a year. That's why I teach my clients to lock in 1 hour a day. And once you've committed to that 1 hour, here's what you can actually do with it. Introducing the 4C process. It is simply the game changer that you need to know. Step 1 is all around conscious content. It's the key to standing out. But what on earth is it? Or what if everything you've been searching for in your business is already inside you? Your story, your experiences, your values. These are the foundations of a personal brand that attracts the right people and pulls them towards you. The key is turning that into content that resonates and connects with people on a much deeper level. You see, most people are trying to be someone they're not. Instead, using the Ikigai concept, we pinpoint your sweet spot. We do this in the Heart Brand Academy. We identify what you love, what the world needs so your business has purpose, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. Now, I love golf, but it's not something that I'm really good at, so I wouldn't necessarily get paid for it. But when you align your content with these stages, suddenly everything clicks into place. People connect, and your personal brand becomes magnetic. Your content should be built around your values, your vision, and your purpose. And using the Ikigai concept, we identify that sweet spot. So write down a list of what you love. Write down what the world needs. Write down what you can be paid for, and write down what you're good at. And then it's at this point we can identify the common thread that binds them all together. This creates the energy that enhances your online profile, thus pulling people towards you and your YouTube videos. So now we move into step 2, which is all around your community. Why your 1,000 true fans be 1 million followers. You see, you don't need to go viral. You don't need 1 million followers. What a relief, hey? All that bullshit that you've been told is exactly that bullshit. Now, just imagine for 1 minute. Come on, visualize this with me. If you just had 1,000 true fans, people who genuinely believed in you and what you do, and if 1,000 people pay you $100 over a year, that's a 6-figure business. You see, a deep, engaged community is far more valuable than a massive, disconnected audience. Why? Because true fans don't just buy from you once. They follow you. They share your content. They support you and your message. And they stick around for years. One of my clients, Amy, has been working with me now for 4 years and goes to prove that you don't need millions of followers. You need to focus on your 1,000 true fans. And remember, if 1,000 people pay you $100 a year, that's a 6-figure business. It's not about the numbers. It's about the depth. So how do you create depth? Well, that's where we go into step 3, which is all around your curriculum, turning your knowledge into income streams. Because once you have an audience, you need to know how to serve them on different levels. So let me share a few simple steps, but you don't need them all to get started. So let's make it even easier for you. Just choose 1 to 2 from the list that suits you. Shh. The first 2 are the most manageable and accessible for everyone. So you've got no excuses. You can get started today. So let's look at how we productize our minds. After all, our experience, stories, wisdom, that's our superpower. Let me share my examples and how you can overlay your expertise over the top of this pattern that I'm going to share with you now. So let's talk of what we call an awareness product, something that takes people from A to B with a small transformation. I use the 30-day diary in the Courage Before Confidence program. But why? Because if you're going to build a personal brand, you need to make videos. And if you struggle on camera, then we need to fix that problem first. This then leads into the next phase. Now, a whole thing to note here, most gurus tell you to leave things out and hold back on your solutions just to make more money. Please stop doing that. Why? It breaks trust. And right now, we're in a trust recession and you need to build more trust than ever before. So ignore that bad advice. Do this instead. Give them what they want and need to fix their immediate problem. With a win here, their next logical step will feel much more achievable and in touching distance. Then their next step would be your leverage product, a bigger transformation, something that's much more achievable. I use a strategy session or the Heartbrand Video Lab. Why? Because once you're on camera, you need to know how to make a video for YouTube, for example, or you need the strategy to build upon your camera confidence. Can you see how they're all moving from one to the other to the other? But we're not leaving anything on the table. You're getting that entire transformation, ignoring all that BS guru advice. So once you've created maybe your awareness and your leverage product, we need to look at your core. What's the core business that you are in? Now, the way in which you can really build upon this and maybe even charge more for it is proximity. So let's talk about the core product. So we have the Heartbrand Blueprint, for example. Why? Because now you're making videos, you want to turn your genius into an online business. It's during these last few phases that the proximity has increased and people pay more to you. So in my Heartbrand Blueprint, you get more access to me. And then you've got things like a scale product. Now it might be a premium offer or a mastermind, but right now you don't need that. So I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to park it. Because when you're starting out, you just need the first 1 to 2 steps. And I would argue that you don't need anything else in your first 1 to 2 years. Think of it like building the stepping stones for your audience. Awareness, leverage, core, and then in the future, scale. Some will start with a small offer and grow with you. Others will jump into your biggest program. And that's cool because that's what they need and that's what you can give them. The key is giving them options based on where they are in their journey, not where you want them to go, because it's all about them, not you. So how do we get them into your program anyway? Well, the next step is client acquisition. Traditional funnels push people through a process hoping they will buy. But what happens is that 10% are aware and 10% might be ready to buy, but then there's 80% of that audience who are not yet ready. Yes, 80%, shock horror. 80% of your audience is not ready to buy right now. 10% of people will be aware of you and 10% may be ready to buy from you now, if you're lucky. Harsh truth, I know, but I won't lie to you. Most people forget about the 80% in the middle and do things the hard way. They look for more of the cold 10%. The flywheel system that we use keeps the 80% engaged. It nurtures relationships, and when they're ready, they step forward. Instead of constantly chasing new leads, a flywheel lets you attract, engage, and retain your ideal clients effortlessly. This is how you create a business that grows without you and the endless hustle and grind. Funnels force people through a process. Flywheels nurture relationships until they're ready to buy. Because like I said, 80% of your audience isn't ready to buy yet. Flywheel lets them engage, learn, and decide on their own. And when they're ready, they come to you. Doesn't that sound like a much easier and kinder sale experience for you and your clients? No arms bent up your back, no persuasion techniques and strategy and tactics, just honesty and integrity through service. Think about the last big purchase you made. Did you do your due diligence? See, most businesses are focused on the wrong people. They chase after the 10% who are ready to buy now and completely overlook the real opportunity. The 80% who need time, trust, to be cared for and be valued before making the decision to work with you. Traditional sales funnels are built for speed. I get that. They squeeze leads through a process hoping they'll buy fast. But what about the 80% who aren't ready? They get ignored. You're left scrambling for more cold leads, without nurturing, and you're constantly chasing new leads. That's bloody exhausting. So instead of chasing new leads every month, imagine a system where your audience naturally moves closer to buying over time without pressure. That's the power of the flywheel model. It nurtures relationships. It builds trust and keeps people engaged in your world until they are ready to buy. With a flywheel, your content, your community, and your curriculum all work together, creating momentum that keeps growing. The result? More aligned clients, less stress, and a business that works for you. Want more proof? In November 2024, over 9 days, 44 people booked sales calls with me about the Heart brand blueprint. 40 out of 44 bought it. That's $40,000 in 9 days. Not a conversion rate, that's a love rate. Speaking to the right people at the right time. Now, there's one more thing that makes all of this work effortlessly. Something that most people overlook. But when you get it right, everything clicks. It's the difference between struggling to stand out and become the go-to person in your space. And you're closer to it than you think. So watch this next video to find out exactly what that is. Take care. Much love. Big Daddy out.